is going down, worlds? Welcome to the 40s. I go by the name Black Pegasus, and today I'm checking out Dire Straits' Telegraph Road live. This is from a tour in 1983. Now, I was debating, so this has been requested for a very long time, a lot of requests, but I wasn't sure if I should listen to the audio, like the album version or whatever, or the live performance. But the live performance stuck out to me kind of, so I was just like, I'm just gonna click on this. It's 12 minutes and 53 seconds. I don't know what that means. It's just, I don't know if that's one song or if it's because the performance is that long. I've never heard this song, never seen this performance. Hopefully I made the right choice here, because the thing is, I can never win with you guys. When I do an audio track, oh, yeah, you should have done the live. When I do the live, oh, you should have done the audio track. So I never really know where to go with it. So here we are. Anyways, we about to get it, man. First time reaction. If you're here for that, like, share, comment, subscribe, and welcome back to the channel.
They tease him a lot, black peas on the spot. Welcome back, 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 welcome back. 40.
All right, let me get this logo down and pull the video up. Don't forget to support the original content on the channel. You want to check out my other channel, Pegasus vs. the World. Over there, I've been doing movie reactions and travel vlogging, but over here, I do all the music and the music reactions. If you guys want access to these reactions early, there's a link in the description to our membership. It gives you early access. I try to update it every single day, and there's a big catalog of reactions that haven't been released yet, so you have some fun in there regardless. There's never an obligation. Just thank you for your support. Shout out to all the members helping me keep the lights on. Get it popping. Hold on. I got some egg on my lip, man. I just had an egg sandwich. I could feel it the whole time I was talking. I was like juggling a grenade and trying to talk to you guys at the same time. Anyway, we good now. We good. Check this out, though. You guys go watch these videos from the official sites, right? I think what I'm trying to say is I'm doing a reaction video, and that's what people come here for, the commentary, the reaction. I push pause. I interrupt the track. So what I'm doing is never a substitute for the original. It's super important to go watch this from the official platform, stream the music, and always support the original content creator. You know, I know you guys support them more than the reaction channels, but still, it has to be said. I just want to support the original. So, all right, let's see what's up. This is a live show, I guess the Alchemy tour from 1983. I was 3 years old while you MFers were in a freaking, what looks like a stadium going ham. All right, this is Dire Straits, Telegraph Road. Immediately, the music's coming in really majestic. I don't know, enchanting. Like we're going into a different world. I feel like, that's just what I feel off the first rip, just from that little bit of music I've heard so far. I'm glad I paused it there and said that, because this switch up, like the energy, the theme changed, you know? I don't know. That's super tight. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's go.
Yeah. And a long time ago, come a man on a track, walking 30 miles with his sack on his back. Then he put down his load where he thought it was the best. Made a home in the wilderness. Built a cabin and a winter store. He plowed the ground by the cold lake shore. The other travelers keep walking down the track. They never went further, no, they never went back. Then came the churches, then came the schools, then came the lawyers, then came the rules, then came the trains and the trucks with their load. And the dirty old track was the telegraph road.
I don't know what I was expecting from this, you know? The fact that it was live, there's multiple things going on here. One, I like the music. I felt like the theme of the feeling of the music's changed 3 times before he started going over his verse. The way the crowd is going crazy, I thought they were about to come out and hit you with like some Metallica type, you know, you know? But the music didn't reflect that. But the crowd is going absolutely nuts from all the notes and being played and the themes. It's like, and they're singing along. So I wasn't sure what to expect. And as I'm listening to the lyrics, you know, it's harder to make out because this is a live performance. But he's talking about this dude walking on the tracks. And, you know, it starts off like in the wilderness. I don't know, this progression forward that he starts, like he starts telling the story. And then he said, then came the schools. Then, and I'm paraphrasing because I just heard this for the first time. So I'm paraphrasing. But it's something about then came the schools, then came the lawyers, then came the rules. And I was like, yo, man, dog. But I need to see where this goes because I was like, actually, like, yo, for lack of better words, I'm liking it. Yo, I was like, yo, what's he cooking up here? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, okay. Again, I didn't know what to expect, you know? But I don't know. Also, his persona, the lead singer and the band in general, I don't know. There's like this, like, I think every artist has this confidence, you know, but sometimes artists show it in different ways, the way they move, you know, but his is like this silent confidence, and then he just speaks, you know, and it just doesn't feel like there's any excessive antics. And when you get into rock, rap, country, sometimes there's artists that just have a straightforward performance like a Johnny Cash, you know. But then sometimes you got these artists that just have all these antics like, you know, ICP and the Juggalos, you know. Anyways, just like this. I just like it. Hopefully I brought it back. Hold on. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, then came the mines and came the ore. And there was a hard times and there was a war. Telegraphs in the song about the world outside. And the telegraph road goes so deep and so wide, like a rolling river.
You know what? We got to talk about this real quick. I got to be completely honest with you. I would have never in my life heard of Dire Straits if it wasn't for my reaction channel on YouTube. This is just something that never in my life would have came across my desk. And maybe I'm saying that abruptly, but like the only reason I even heard the name of this because of my reaction channel. I'm 46, meaning I probably did my first reaction to them when I was, I'm guessing 44. And I'm tripping out on this performance that I've never heard them, because the moment he started explaining, then came the mines, then came the, all these different things, then came the war. I'm not willing to jump off the ledge yet because I haven't heard the full song, but it sounds like the progress of like humanity. It reminds me of when me and my family moved to Colorado in 1991 or 92. I kind of mix that up sometimes. Maybe it was the end of 91. All these dirt roads, I remember this street called Mark Shuffle and Powers, and, Powers was still a road, but I remember when we got close to Mark Shuffle or some other roads and we drive out to Peyton, it was all dirt roads, and some dirt roads still exist, but everything out east, there's houses and Falcon, and it stretches to Peyton, and now to get away from the people, you have to go to a place called Callahan, more likely. Anyways, this walking down the track reminds me of when we moved to Colorado Springs versus what it is right now. That progress. But okay, let me also talk about writing and lyricism. So me as a rapper, because we're able to put a lot of information in raps, and because that's really all you're focused on is rhyme schemes, cadence, the speed of the rap, just depending on how fast you're rapping, you can put a lot of information. Think about all the information and details Eminem put in that song Stan to just paint this vivid picture. I say that to say this. He's painting a vivid picture in a shorter amount of time. Because I understood he's like walking through the wilderness, then came the this, then came the schools, then came the laws, then came the rules, and it rhymed. He's getting this sophisticated picture presented in such a short amount of time. And I know this is a long track, but look how long they're playing music. Now I'm about to harp on the music. The piano I'm in love with. There's like this battle between his guitar playing and the piano that I just can't get over. It's so good. That's why I started this out, that I'm really in awe that I would have never in my life heard of this group if it wasn't for my reaction channel, because how good this song is. You guys can clarify. I don't think this shit wasn't on the radio, was it? If it was, kudos. I have never heard it. Because some of the songs you're like, oh, this feels familiar. I heard it in the gym. Like, I have not heard this shit anywhere, bro. Anywhere. There's no familiarity here at all. And on this channel, when we're doing some of these big ones, there's familiarity everywhere. Commercials, TikTok, radio, in movie soundtracks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, oh, I kind of heard that, but I didn't pay attention type of thing. This is insane to me. Anyways, I'm just giving him his flowers and taking time to highlight things that I'm noticing, and me being from the other side of the tracks, if you know what I'm saying. All right, let's listen.
And my radio says tonight is gonna freeze. People driving home from the factories. Now you got 6 lanes of traffic, 3 lanes moving slow.
Ridiculous. This is low-key a masterpiece. I gotta show this to Andy Rue. This is crazy.
Used to like to go to work.
I just want to say a couple things. One, these piano runs this dude's doing reminds me of like classical a little bit, and I'm just like, it just sounds so beautiful. Like this just sounds like a masterpiece and how they take the time to do this. It's almost like you're watching a movie or a film where we're telling the story, then we let the music tell the story and kind of guide you through the visuals, right? And then we're going back into a verse. Um, the other thing is they make the common man seem so cool. Is it okay for me to say that about Dire Straits? Me not knowing much and me being a guest, they make the common man look so freaking awesome. I actually appreciate this more than a lot of the rock I've seen. I'm going to tell you why. And maybe this is a subsidiary of certain type of rock. I don't know. You guys can clear that up for me. But I want to say this. This dude looks like he just got off of work at the factory and came to play a show, right? It's not all this over the top hair, over the top makeup. Oh, we're doing, Yola in the green room off of a stripper's butt. Like it just seems like common man stuff, blue collar, and some of the subject matter really identifies with normal stuff that people do. The Romeo and Juliet joint I reacted to, the what is the time is money joint where they're talking about the workers. I don't know, man. They just make the common man look cool, you know. Uh, and I say that because I felt like Bruce Springsteen had this type of persona where he's like the blue collar guy who could sing, but his singing compared to what I've heard from them is a little over the top, like USA. Like it's like just theirs is just I don't know how to explain it, you guys, but I'm absolutely in love with it. Because in my opinion, growing up in the rap stuff, like trying to figure out my whole thing, that's what I struggled with, having an image or a gimmick. I just wanted to rap and be the best rapper I could. And that's what I focused on. But it always seemed like the guys with these crazy images or gimmicks, they always made it to the top the fastest. And seeing this dude just come out with a headband and just be a normal dude who's even balding a little bit, I'm like, dog, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I've always been in love with. And I'm talking about the personas. Like I've always liked people who are more down to earth and giving us something a little more real. I like the flamboyant stuff as well, but I've always gravitated to this style more. So kudos, man. I'm really enjoying this. Like I ain't blowing smoke up your ass, man.
Used to like to go to work, but they shut it all down. I got a right to go to work, no work here to be found yet. They say, we're gonna have to pay what's owed. We're gonna have to, they reap from the seed of soul. When all the birds up on the wires and up on the poles, they can always get out of this rain and this cold. And you can hear them send out their telegraph code all the way down the Telegraph Road.
Unbelievable.
And I'd sooner forget.
Yo, I just have to say this. I know I'm talking a lot and I don't care. If you don't like it, this is not the channel for you. I'm getting goosebumps right now because of what he said. Now it came from this dope story that I'm just like, man, it's cool. He can tell stories like this, da, da, da. And now it's like prophecy. I'm actually kind of fucking freaking out because it reminded me immediately of us moving to Colorado and stuff. But let's just look at things in a whole, the progress of humans and human nature. And then going to this point where he's like, I have the right to have a job, but there's no work to be found. Where did this concept come from? Did he think of this on his own? Was it inspired by something? Like, did he read a book? Like, what is going on here? Because the fact that I'm living in the year 2026, watching a performance from 1983 discuss along the lines of what's going on in present day with people having lack of work for many different reasons, but also the rise of artificial intelligence, right? We know robots are going to start handling the work in the next 5-10 years. There's cars driving themselves. That is happening right now. For some people, there's no work to be found. But it's going to increasingly happen. And when he said that, I was just like, man, I'm going to turn this shit off, man. This dude giving me a damn Cleo. Remember Cleo? Miss Cleo. A psychic reading. Yo, this is crazy. Yo, they're cooking. And the music, like, it's so distracting because the story is so good, but the music is so defining. The music is freaking chef's kiss. Let's just leave it at that, man, and rock. The theme is changing. These themes change. This is okay, I could be wrong, but this is Dire Straits Hotel California. This is Dire Straits Stairway to Heaven. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is that shit right here. This is that shit right here, bro. Yeah. To me.
And I'd sooner forget, but I remember those nights. Yeah, life was just a bet on a race. Between the lights, you had your head on my shoulder and your hand in my hair. Now you act a little cold, like you don't seem to care. But just believe in me, baby, I'll get you away. I'm gonna get you out of this darkness and into the day. From all these rivers and headlights, from these rivers of rain, from the anger that lives on the streets where days night. 'Cause I'm under every red light, I'm memory lane. I see desperation explode into flame, and I don't wanna see it looking. From all these signs just saying sorry, but we're closed. All the way. Down the Telegraph Road.
Dog, Sultans of Swing is amazing, but this is their best song. Y'all can go crazy. You can shame me in the comments, but in my opinion, this is their best song. This is my favorite Dire Straits song that I've ever heard. And I like the Sultans of Swing. I forget the Time for Money. I like those ones. Those are like my top two out of the stuff I've reacted to. But this right here is fucking incredible. Now, for lack of being able, for being a guest in the space or whatever you want to say, this is not a comparison. This is a reference and how highly I regard the group I'm about to mention. But this is like Pink Floyd level conceptuality and musicality, in my opinion. And I don't know what got me more, the music or the concept, right? I want to read the end lyrics because some of them I couldn't make out. But as we got to the end, he said everything was closed on Telegraph Road. And Telegraph Road seemed to symbolize a civilization and man going in and creating civilization from nothing. And then eventually it's seeing its demise, if I summarized it really briefly. But I don't think that summary I just gave gives this concept its just due. Because this is powerful, bro. Because there's a part of me that feels like I'm living out what he put in this song in real time with the rise of artificial intelligence, robots, and stuff like that. What does this mean for their catalog? And in time where hold on, let's just look some of this shit up, man, because I'm fucking tripping out right now. First, we're going to Spotify. Dire Straits. Let's see if this is up there okay, let's look. Sultans of Swing is number 1. Walk of Life, Money for Nothing, Brothers in Arms, Lady Rider, Romeo and Juliet, Six Blade Knife, So Far Away, Once Upon a Time and then Down to the Waterline. Are you guys listening to me right now? That's what y'all are listening to on their Spotify. Okay? There was like this obscure amount of people who told me I need to check this out. And I'd have to go through all these songs, but I've heard Sultans of Swing, Money for Nothing, Brothers in Arms, Romeo and Juliet. Did I hear Walk of Life? I think I heard Walk of Life as well. But all this other stuff, Six Blade Knife, Lady Rider. But I'm telling you, everything I've heard, the fact that this isn't one of their number 1 stream songs is scary to me. It's scary because maybe I just need to listen to more and be like, no, but I'm telling you, I listened to their top 5 songs, except for Lady Rider. But their most streamed songs I've listened to, they did not have this effect on me. The conceptuality of this shit right here is like one of the greatest things I've heard. It's like when like one song is reminding me of Dark Side of the Moon in its entirety, bro. Because and that's why I tried to highlight it early, because the way he's moving through all these different things happening lyrically is really important to highlight, because man, it's so fucking simple. It was right under my nose. I hate that when I see someone do something that I was like, oh shit. Because me being a writer, you some of these things you idolize a little bit. You're like, oh my God, he did it. That's how he did it. But again, the bar that got me was he's like, then came the lawyers, then came the rules. I was like, dog, I don't know if you guys understand as a writer how really cool it is to jump from these huge milestones. Because my approach would have been just, we started here, It would have been too detailed, and it would have just made it too long. And there's something so sophisticated about dumbing it down and simplifying it to get the message across. Anyways, I'm just giving him his flowers. Let me look this up real quick. This is for my own peace of mind. You guys can go if you want or stay. I love y'all regardless. Lyrics to Telegraph Road. Okay, well, should pull it up anyway. All right, Telegraph Road. I just want to hear the end lyrics. Let me see here. And the birds up on the wires and the telegraph poles, they can always fly away from this rain and this cold. You can hear them singing out their telegraph code all the way down the Telegraph Road. See, I didn't even make that out. That's a beautiful depiction of birds chirping and stuff and calling it a code is wild. Well, I'd sooner forget, but I remember those nights. Yeah, life was just a bet on a race between the lights. You had your head on my shoulder, you had your hand in my hair. Now you act like you're colder, like you don't seem to care. But just believe in me, baby, and I'll take you away from out of this darkness and into the day, from these rivers of headlights, these rivers of rain, from the anger that lives on the streets with these names. Because I've run every red light on memory lane. I've seen desperation explode into flames, and I don't want to see it again. From all of these signs saying sorry, but we're closed, all the way down Telegraph Road. You know what's interesting is the way this ends. Once you start going through life, you know, and I'm just, the way this relates to me is where I'm at in life. Like, I kind of want to get off of the grid, right? I want to get off of Telegraph Road, because that's what it kind of symbolizes. It symbolizes the progression of humans and civilization. And I love civilization. I love being around people, but sometimes you just want to get away from it all, right? And you know, the thing that they didn't have access to when this was written was social media, right? So these add these weird little nuances. Like, in my opinion, social media is a part of Telegraph Road. The internet is Telegraph Road, right? The Matrix, like this concept of a telegraph, right? You know, like sending signals and shit. Like, the internet is this huge microchip, whatever the F, you sending all these signals, creating what we have as a perceived reality. The internet is Telegraph Road, right? Social media is Telegraph Road currently, right? But to have this type of concept be this advanced that I could connect Telegraph Road with the internet, something that wasn't even invented at the time. Again, I feel like in this concept that he dropped, it's more about the progress of man and human civilization. You know, the hustle and bustle, the moving fast, the cities, you know, the city life. But what would Telegraph Road be now? It'd be a smart city, which they're trying to create. It would be the internet. It would be social media. It's all of these things. And it's just so interesting that just for him talking about the concept of the advancement of human civilization would still equate and be massively relevant to present day as I listen to this. And I stand on, this is their greatest song. This is their greatest work. This is different, bro. I don't know why. I'm actually kind of freaking out. Sultans of Swing, this, that, the other. I did not get that many requests for this. So now that I'm sitting here, I'm just kind of feel like I'm sitting in silence. I don't know who would agree with me on what I'm saying, but this is ridiculous. Anyways, I normally don't harp that long at the end of a video. This just hit many different parts of my personal sensory. All right, here we go. Telegraph Road, Dire Straits, you guys. Let me know what I got, what I missed. Like, share, comment, subscribe. What are y'all on? That's crazy. Yo, go listen to them from their streaming platforms. Go watch these performances. Always support the original content creator. What we do as reaction channels is never a substitute for that. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ boy.